some years, your paycheck from back then to now is the same thing. Only thing you complaining about the people who come in the building who make the same amount of money as you, yet you're sitting here, you are willingly sitting here in this building doing the same thing that they're doing. What makes you more valuable than the people who coming in the door?
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player. I was made to build the game.
Marcus Morton.
And we have Alyssa in the building. Yay! So what we got going on today, you guys?
All right. So pretty much. Oh, first of all, thank you for doing the intro. That was you did an amazing job on that.
Yay!
All right, so I got a question before just to kind of get the ball rolling. I got a serious. Well, first of all, I said a few episodes ago that we was on episode 30.
27.
I mean, just wish for thinking. Just wish. We got ahead of ourselves.
I got vision, y'all.
Right.
I got vision, y'all. That's what
2000.
happened. I got vision. So I was looking into the future because I got that third eye going on. So, so this is not that last episode wasn't episode 30. What did I say that on the last episode that just uploaded? Yeah, because Alyssa's actually the only one that listened to it out of us. I think I listen to it because I'm forced to, because I got to listen to it like 2 or 3 times while I'm editing it. So
we stop. I mean, not like forcefully, but like I've had schoolwork, so I haven't.
I mean, you ain't got to listen to your own thing, man. As long as you show up to do it.
I mean, I like listen to it though.
Yeah. But I gotta listen to it because I'm the one doing the editing. You edit the audio, you gotta edit the video, then you do the video a second time, you gotta go through a run through after you edit the video, make sure everything is all good, make sure all the camera angles are good.
Yeah.
But luckily I did find a way to meld, thank God for adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
I did find a way to, when I edit the videos, to export the audio only from the video. So therefore, I don't have to listen to the whole hour.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid we do a 2-hour episode on 1 week. But then So I did manage to do that. So that saves me a lot of time in the week. But you're talking like 2 episodes a week, and having to do that whole editing process. That's like 6 to 8 hours. That I'm sitting in front of the computer just with 2 episodes of the podcast. So yeah, it's a lot that go into it. Just in case everybody thought it was easy, it ain't it ain't the best looking stuff, but it's stuff, right? And it's going out there. And here's the 1,000.
Yes, sir.
Here's the 1,000.
Hey.
So as you can see, guys, we got this weird looking this white mat on the table. This is not a tablecloth. This is not a tablecloth. This is actually two big puzzles that we just did. If you want to get over to Mac of All Trades, you check out that video that will be uploaded by the time you watch this, it will upload tomorrow. So go ahead and check that out. We did a competition where the guys against the girls, because the girls was talking a whole lot of stuff.
We just got you
They
in
was
this
talking
time.
a whole lot of stuff.
Okay.
We got a lot of competition
And we won't even
you
try.
admitted that you cheated in the car.
We won't even
You
try.
admitted that you cheated in the car.
I didn't cheat.
You did.
They
You
just
was looking at the damn numbers.
They just
They
happened
come
to
with numbers. He cheated.
excuses. A
He
few of them.
admitted it.
A few of them just happened to fall over coming out of the bag.
Uh-huh.
But it's we'll find a and you know that table kind of fell apart too because we did had a bigger table, so you know they kind of got psyched out a little bit. So
they had a couple handicaps and all that stuff. You know.
They got psyched out a little bit, but for real, we gonna go ahead and get. God damn, you drank up all my water.
I can go get another. I
all-
figured
it's
that
all
you would
good.
much rather have.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm gonna need it probably.
Okay.
Y'all just got the cost today. What is wrong with y'all?
You
I don't know.
'cause
Ever since I was over there and I was sneezing.
we work in a dust trap, so it happens.
disgusting.
It happens. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this episode of the Dirty Trunk Podcast. This is gonna be a bit of a serious topic because I'm a little confused right now. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm confused in a second. But I mean, everybody here already know what we're gonna talk about tonight. But I do want to ask, like, as a society, like, how did we get to the point where we are more focused on the spending of money opposed to the income of making the money? How do we get to that point? To how we get to a situation where instead of creating wealth, we're in turn creating wealth for someone else. Like how do we do that? Where did that shift take place?
I would have to say like as early as damn near slaves. It's always been a thing. It's never been just surrounded about like money and ever since there was a class system, there's always been a lower class that dealt with slaves and working for just survival.
Yeah, but that's interesting. An interesting point of view. But you got to think like I mean, you would think that being on the bottom kind of creates a sense in your mind, like, okay, something's not working here. I need to get where they at, and they ain't doing what I'm doing, so I need to do what they doing. So I need to change my habits. Like that. That's what talks to me. That's what speaks to me. Like this journey that I'm going on, I wasn't always like this because I kind of grew up in an environment where the big rims was a thing and the heavy sound system in the trunk was a thing. You know, having the nice CD player in the car was a thing. The J's on your feet, Air Force Ones, whatever. The long ass throwback jerseys, the fitted hats, like closet decked out, but boards on your window. Like I grew up in an environment where that was the normal, but what really changed my perspective on things was the fact that like I had a car that got repossessed, and that's where it changed. That's where it clicked to me. I'm like, yo, there's people out here that ain't got to go through this. Why am I going through it?
I mean, everybody has a path. Everybody has a path to go on. Everybody's gonna go through something that's either gonna keep them in the really it's a mindset thing. Like I said, everybody's gonna at least go through something that's either going to push them forward or push them too hard, and they just end up on the ground and they're gonna stay on the ground. Everybody has a path that they're gonna go on. Yeah, a lot better. And with that, they're either going to get pushed down or pushed forward. Shit.
That's a good point. It just kind of like it's weird to me that it has to be like that, because you'll have people around you that wants more for themselves, but instead of embracing that thought process, you try to bring that person down to your level instead of encouraging that or wanting to learn more about that type of mentality. Because like the way I'm looking at it is like we are in a community right now, and I'm like, that scared the shit out of me. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to these headphones.
It's your poof going up. Marcus, those headphones are bigger. Let her get those ones. Yeah, because she had some trouble over there with the poof.
Hey, Smolin. Smolin. Small inches.
That's better?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I think.
So yeah, we're in the community, and what I mean by community is like the people that we live around, our family, the people that we work with. They're all. Is that yours?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're all in a state of. Oh yeah, y'all did just switch. Yeah, so the people that we're around, they're all in a state of stagnation, where they're not looking for something of a higher level, which I understand that, but at the same time, it's like there's more out there. There's a bigger life that you could be living. There is, we don't have to follow the trends right now. I mean, granted, you want those bigger things, a bigger house, the fancy cars, but you ain't got the juice like that to get that. So why are we focusing on the juice right now? You focusing on dripping, but you ain't got the juice to drip. You ain't got the paint to put on it. How we can't pay bills, but we out here trying to buy stuff.
Right.
I just don't get that. So it's like the mentality of going out to get it, but not going out to get it. It's confusing me.
Okay. Yeah, repeat it.
Like trying to appear
Going
like
out-
you are more valuable than you are.
Going
looking
out
for the
to get
expensive
it,
things.
but not going out to get it.
Not willing to put
So,
in the work to get it.
Like not going out your way.
So, I'm gonna give an example.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she used to be a brand fanatic.
Ooh.
No, you know what? I'm gonna use a more recent example. I'm gonna put it out there. My ex, brand fanatic. Talk about Coach bags, Gucci, all that other stuff like that. She was about the brands. I'm talking like online shop, like window shopping for brands, and like throwing little subtle hints at me, like, you know what I want for my birthday. You know what I want for Christmas. You know what you know what I want. You know what I want. Like she was like always dropping hints and always wanting to buy these brands, but she was never putting in the work to get it.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I was, but at the same time, you got a daughter. We living in a trailer with your parents, not paying rent. You think we would be focusing on a little bit more important than the brands that you want, the bag that you want to have, the shoes that you wear, your car breaking down. So why are we worrying about the bag? You want to get it, but you don't want to get it. Know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's why I asked that question, because I'm a little confused about it, and I guess like with the few things on this list that I got here, we're probably going to hit on a lot of nails with this episode. There's going to be some people who really get upset when they hear this, whether you listening to it on the day of or in the future, sometime in the future. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
It needs to be talked about.
Pain brings about change.
Pain brings about change. You know, they said the only way to grow you to a diamond is to put yourself around people who gonna put you under pressure. And pressure makes diamonds, and iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir.
Can't sharpen iron with aluminum.
You gonna be there forever.
With some tinfoil. Try.
I mean,
It up.
you might be able to like polish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be able to.
Yeah,
Might be.
polish.
No, it get cut. It get cut. So what you got to add on that, Marcus? Because I see you got like a ton of notes over there. You got to have something.
A little something. But like to piggyback on what you were saying, it's an environment thing for real. Like if they've never seen it, you know, how would they be able to imitate it?
That exposure.
And even with that, they have to have that drive and that ambition to get to that heightened point.
But for real though, I'm not even gonna say that they have to have the drive, because all it took me was to be around it. Like
Okay.
I'm not gonna say we were impoverished, but we was like real deep in middle class. Like, or with that, my mom was able, and my parents and you know, my mom's siblings or whatever, they were able to take us to Disney World a few times when we were younger. I think I've been to Disney World three or four times maybe.
Haven't
I think. And you haven't been?
Never been.
Me either.
We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work.
One day, all of
we
us.
gonna all put
Yeah,
together some off of revenue that we making off of AMG. We gonna take Jace and whatever future children
I seen
to Disney World.
a job on Indeed. You're like a ticket salesman, and like you get all their. I think you get 2 free tickets once you sign up, and
Why we talking about jobs?
you get a discount. Oh,
You confusing me.
I'm sorry.
Why we talking about jobs? I
You
was
did
talking
you
about
talk about
AMG.
Disney?
I was talking about AMG. What you talking about? Jobs?
Revenue from this company.
This company. That one. Not that one.
My bad.
Okay.
When?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something.
I was. So basically, you have to change your environment
Absolutely. Absolutely.
level up.
Yeah. Because you. All right.
But no, that is like how kids grow up seeing drug dealers with all, you know, all that
Exactly.
stuff of like, oh, I want to be like them, when they could be more than that.
Because I'm gonna be real with you. When I was 16,
Mhm.
I had a cousin that started selling drugs in Petersburg, and he was my younger cousin. So when we weren't tight, but it was like he was doing stuff that I wasn't. And when I say that doing stuff that I wasn't, he had money, and I was like working a job. So I'm seeing that, and I was like, yo, like, if that's what's going on, then I think it's something I need to look into. So I've always had that mindset of like looking for the next big come up.
Right.
But when it came down to looking at that, because that was the environment that I was living in, like I'm talking like whole family is in that. Like when I seen that, I was like, yo, maybe I got to join the family business. But what it took was an exposure from somebody, like a few sergeants from the military. They came to the school recruiting people, and they started talking about all these what was their taglines, because you know their sales tactics that they were throwing out about all these big dreams, big goals. You could be anything that you want. You don't have to be in this system. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Like we could take you all around the world. Like they were pulling all the stops out to try to convince people. I think I was probably the only person that signed up from our school.
Come on.
That yeah. Like I don't think that there has been anybody like. Well, actually, there has been a few, but from that time period, I was the only person that they recruited from the school that day. And it took the exposure of them telling me that I could do more to actually start getting that buzz. Like, yo, I could probably do, like, I can do that. Like, and then I did it. But it took the exposure to do it. So the exposure comes first, because it's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? The exposure comes first. It's up to you, the person, the individual, to be like, all right, that's what I want in my life. So I'm not going to settle for this, what I'm living right now. I'm going to go ahead and do more with my life.
Okay.
So, I mean, it could be up for debate what comes first, and like how does a person react to it? Like, do you get the drive first, or because I'm not going to say that there's not a lot of people who just like, yo, fuck this, I want to do more. Like, I don't even know what's out there, I just want more.
Right.
But now that I'm in the mindset that there is a higher plane, I'm always going to be searching for that. That's what that's for.
But it's in the sea.
But here's the thing. All right, so I never told you why I have Lugia. All right, for anybody who doesn't know, in the studio right now, I do have a picture, like a portrait of Lugia from the Pokemon Lugia, the legendary Pokemon, the legendary Silverwing. If you think about the Olympics, and you think about like what's the top prize?
Gold medal.
The gold medal. Is the person that's holding the gold medal looking behind him at the people who's coming up for his spot?
No. I don't believe so.
So, what's the position behind the gold?
Silver.
The silver is always chasing the gold. Once you reach the gold, you finish. Because people who won, they feel like they stagnant. They get stagnant. They stuck right there. They feel like they won. There's no more that they can learn. I'm always the silver, always chasing the gold. Because if you're always chasing the gold, you're always outdoing somebody.
Okay.
And even if you catch the gold, you don't even settle at the gold. You just keep going silver. Because if you keep pushing, then you become exceptional in whatever you do. So with that example, I'm not chasing to be J.K. Rowling. I'm not chasing to be Stan Lee. I want to exceed what they've done.
Okay.
And when I get to what they've done, I'm not stopping because I want to exceed what they've done. And I'm not going to settle for just the gold. I'm going to keep going. That's why I had the silver wing up there. It's an affirmation.
Legit.
It ain't just for art.
You put in a lot of work with that ladder.
Right.
Huh?
The ladder.
The ladder? Oh my!
Ladder.
Yeah, she. So yeah, I actually put that together myself, and she's referring to something that like a blooper that happened in the video that I was making that. What was it?
A ruler.
I was looking for a ruler, and like in the
You were holding it.
I
and you
was
were like,
holding it
with this ladder.
because I was talking about the materials that you need to stretch art on a canvas, and I was like, and you're going to also need a ladder, and I picked up a ruler, and I was like, this isn't a so cut, and you're also going to need a ladder. For some reason, I just kept saying ladder. I got it right at one point, and then I started talking again, and then I was like, and then you grab the ladder, and I'm ah man,
That joke will never die.
oh man. So how y'all feel about the car industry right now? Y'all looking to get a new car?
After I pay my first one off, my first baby
I
off.
love the look on his face right now.
I'm like,
I love that.
my car's still running. Like, it
Facts.
ain't going nowhere.
I mean,
Facts. Lee, what I
it
say?
wouldn't hurt
It's true.
to have
It
a
wouldn't.
backup.
It wouldn't.
I mean, if I'm
Well,
not
yeah, but
making
you-
payments on the car that I already
I
have,
want that backup paid off though.
I mean, if I can get the money.
All right. Maybe that stimulus will help you. I don't know.
No, that's going right in the saving.
Man, oh man, like. So, I got to a point like my last car. Like I don't know if if I told y'all this, but my last car was $41,000.
Oh, what the?
Yeah,
How? What? Why?
that thing was fully loaded.
Why?
It was 41,000.
Paid off for cash. It's like,
No,
no.
Nah.
Man, both y'all was like, nah.
Nah.
No.
Me when I got that, like I'm gonna be completely transparent. I got a motorcycle right now that it is not really hurting me to have, and I don't want it. Not for the simple fact that I don't want a motorcycle, but I don't want it because it's costing me money and not gaining me money.
Okay.
You literally, when you buy a car with no income, with no extra income coming in that you don't need, you're literally driving your debt.
Ooh.
Literally.
You're literally driving your debt.
Right.
I spent $800 a month to drive that car.
Is that
The
including
payment,
gas?
the payment was $600, $620, and the insurance was about $150-ish,
So not including
not
gas.
including gas. So I paid a whole check every month,
Basically.
every month to drive that car. And I got to a point where I was like, yo, this is ridiculous.
What made you get that car?
Because the car that I had before that was it wasn't doing good. I was at a point where, well, actually, like I lived in Fredericksburg. My job was down here, and I drove that trip 3 days a week for 6 years.
Ooh, you a good one.
Yeah. A whole hour drive. That's
Yeah.
112 miles every day. 3 days a week. Plus my mom lived down here, so I would also come visit her about once a week maybe. So yeah. Yeah. And by the time it was a 2013, and by the time 2015 came around, it had 90,000 miles on it. Yeah, so it wasn't doing good. The wear and tear on a vehicle when it's happening in a short period of time is a whole lot worse. It's a whole lot worse. Like you think, like a car that's 100,000 miles in its 10th year of existence is a whole lot better than a car at 100,000 miles in its 3rd year in existence. A whole lot better. It just is. It makes a world of a difference. I don't know why that is, because it's the same engine running the same distance, but it's that wear and tear. It makes a big difference. Why is that on? The reason why I brought that up is because you can't pass down a car to your children. Like it's not something that's going to be a really big asset to your future family. Like they could, like, yeah, you can keep a car and give it to your children, but by the time it get to them, like the car meant something when you had it.
Right.
But you just think about like all of the baby boomers who went out and got like the 64 Impalas and all that other stuff like that. Like they're damn near worthless in the year 2020 right now. Like they were back then. It might have been a little bit more fruitful to pass a car down, being that the cars were actually made out of metal.
Yeah.
But you talking about these little fiberglass traps that's only built to last about maybe 5 years or 100,000 miles. Like the warranties damn near, like at this point, don't even last long enough to keep the engine running. So you can't pass those down to your kids. Like it's just not a thing. Like we can't, like when the last time you had a car for over 10 years? Stupid question, right?
Right. Like
It's not a lot of
24.
people. It's not a lot of people. Even people who are older than us still never had that. Like that's not a thing anymore. So why are we spending that much money? We can't pass down materials to our kids. We can't pass down. I can't pass down my if I go out and buy a pair of Jordans, I can't pass down my Jordans to my future kids. Like my future kids might not even wear the same size as me.
Right.
So why am I spending money on Jordans? I can't, like my jewelry is not going to be worth anything to my children. Like the only thing that's going to be some kind of worth to any future generation from this point out is an estate. Like real estate, yeah, you got that. Like land, you own that land, you pass down land to your children, yeah,
It's a gold mine right
yeah,
there.
they owe money. They owe money. You pass down stuff to your children,
That's like some pocket change.
that's pocket change.
Pawn ass
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Like my dad had plenty of stuff when he died.
Mhm.
He still ain't have enough money to pay for his funeral though. But he had plenty of stuff. In fact, that stuff is still at my mom's house. So why are we chasing stuff?
Right.
It's just a question. Y'all feel free to take it away or elaborate on it, because I want to know.
I mean, it's a mentality. Like, people with a poor man's mindset, they're the the type that would live paycheck to paycheck. They'll chase anything for a momentarily.
They would chase things momentarily, but
No, for a momentary
they would
gain.
chase things for okay.
Like they'll go out and get that
Momentary gain.
those
Air Maxes.
$500
Them
Yeezys.
shoes
and all this just to wear it for like one day or one event, and just to be like, oh, I'm stunting, I got this money.
Well,
But you
take a
just spent
picture
it on
in
the shoe.
and-
Yeah, like, this killed me. How you gonna stunt in your friend's fit?
Come on.
Ooh.
Like your
Wearing your-
homeboy shoes
Come on.
and chain, and you taking a picture. What?
Come on.
How you do that?
Y'all
Where they do that
probably
at?
probably ain't even the same size. Come on.
Wearing your homegirl dress to the club.
Come on.
Tragic. But yeah, like
You
it's
just stretched the joint out and gave it back
Oh,
to her at the end of the night.
This is thing.
Damn. Did you gave that joint back? It looked like a
You
garbage
even
bag.
wash it like.
oh no, you would have to.
That joint was like a frequent jest, and you gave it back like a garbage bag. Like,
God.
all right. Go ahead, Mark. I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
What we talking about? Poor man mindset. Yeah, when paying for like non-essential stuff, also like, why? What?
Got a cold chill.
Oh.
Well, the Holy Spirit came and said something to me.
All right. You looked at the camera. I thought you saw something on it. Then it wasn't supposed to be on it. All right, but non-essential stuff. Like everything that you don't need. I was listening to this one dude to get out or try to manage yourself better to get out. Poor man's mindset is being a minimalist, not millennialist, but minimalist.
Millennialist? Is that what you meant to say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I tried to say it,
All
but
right.
it didn't work. Sounded better in my head, but didn't come out right. But anyway, yeah, like do things, buy things as minimal as possible. Yeah, it's going to suck at the beginning because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
But like once you go on and you get into that mindset, you put yourself in a better position to get out of a poor man's mindset. Now with a poor man's mindset, you also have to change your habit. Like a lot of stuff that we do that puts us in that state of mind is by habit, by stuff we see, stuff we do.
Stuff you just
The
got
trendy,
to have.
the trendy stuff.
Yeah,
The trendy stuff.
like growing up, I've never been into.
Like the PS5 coming out. So
Oh, why you have to go there, bro?
Man.
didn't the iPhone just come out last year too?
Oh,
It's about iPhone season.
Yeah, phones come out every year.
It's about iPhone season
I mean, mine still works, so.
For now.
until that new update comes.
Yeah.
That's why I go
Hey.
for the phones that not everybody want. I'm a little upset about the phone I got now because I kind of feel like that day is coming.
What
My last phone I had for 5 years, and the only reason I got rid of it because I was trying to look cool for her.
Oh.
Messed around and dropped
Are
it.
you serious?
Messed around and dropped it and broke it. It was already broke though. It was on his last leg. The screen was peeling up at the top. That jump was looking like an old faded sticker.
Tight.
You know how like when the sticker get that little dirt under the edge of it and it start peeling up. That's how my screen was looking. I still got the phone. I can show y'all too. I think I had some stuff on it that I'm trying to get off of it. I don't know how to do that, but we'll figure that out. What I want to hit on is the fact that there's a few jobs out here that are giving raises for this whole coronavirus situation. And how y'all feel about the how y'all feel about the raise?
It's jump change. And not even that, like I said about habits, like you can get a little extra bump in pay, but what is that gonna do if your spending habits are trash?
The same. You just gonna be living paycheck to paycheck with $2 extra.
Exactly. Oh, you want to say? I'm sorry if I cut you off.
So I got an issue with there's a few people who just bought new cars
Stop.
that we work with.
30-day tags.
There's a few people who just
30-day
bought
tags.
a few people who just bought some new cars. We just got some new whips. We got $2 extra and we got a new whip. I don't understand that because it's a temporary pay raise. It's so temporary that it don't even show up on a paycheck.
No,
No,
It don't.
it's not with your pay. It's like separate.
It's separate.
Yeah.
It's separate. They looking at it like stock. They looking at it like a 401k purchase. Like you put in this many hours, we'll match you this much money, and they just pay you $2 extra for every hour that you work.
tragic.
Yeah, Yeah, so it literally looks like chump change when you look at your pay stub. A lot of people don't even look at their pay stub. They don't even know how to read it. They don't even know how to read it. But we start living a $17 an hour lifestyle with a $15 an hour budget.
You ever known somebody that, plan what they're going to buy before they get paid and don't have enough to do what they said they was going to do?
Right.
I hate people like that.
Everybody?
Baby daddy.
Everybody?
Oh.
Damn, we ain't had to go there.
You're right.
We ain't had to go
I don't
there.
care.
We ain't had to go there. Man, oh man.
But yeah, it starts with you if you want change. If you don't, then that's what they're gonna be. That's what they're gonna want to do. I've never seen the point of it, but
Have y'all ever like looked at your bank account and just like did this experiment, but go down your transaction history and cut out and like just imagine what your bank account would look like if you just cut out every purchase that was under $10?
I never.
So I had a Duran. I had a friend that I was in the military with, and for some reason, this guy always seems to stay on top of money. And probably like a few years ago, I think I realized why he always stay on top when it comes to money. Could you hit that mouse real quick? Okay.
Do you want the wireless?
It ain't working right now.
Oh.
I think I need to change the battery, but thank you. But I just realized like why he like, because this dude is like he's really cheap, but he cheap to a point where he actually taught himself a few success principles by being cheap. Because he ain't out here reading no books, but at least in the man house, and this dude don't do nothing no different than anybody else does. He make a little bit more money than majority of America does, but at the same time, like he's been in the situation where his finances was never behind. So I was talking to him one day, and he was like, if you want to be better with money, just look at your account, look at your transaction history, cut out every purchase under $10. He was like, do that and call me back. I went and did that it was for a 2-week period. I went and did that, and it was $400 that I cut out. And he was like, I'm going to tell you why I just told you to do that. He was like, because if you cut out everything under $10, you got to think $10 is the amount that you spend when you getting something real quick that you probably didn't even need in the first place.
Yep.
So you think about it in our situation, $10 is C Avenue. $10 is going to the gas station real quick to pick up some snacks or something to drink or something. $10 is what else can we spend $10 on? Food truck. I don't know. Yeah. I don't fucking know. Fast food. Yeah, like
definitely fast food.
Yeah, fast food is a big killer.
Yeah,
fast food is a big killer,
especially when you're with somebody.
I cook, so excuse me.
So we just make all that up that we say at fast food.
I remember and like at that point, like when he told me to do that, you can search your transactions.
Oh yeah, you can single file.
You can single file everything that like every purchase that you made at a particular spot. Why I spend $100 at McDonald's in a month's time?
It happens.
At McDonald's, bro, like every time I go to McDonald's, it's dollar menu. Like I never get anything big, and I still spent $100 at McDonald's.
It adds up.
Like,
money adds up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it happens so quick, you don't think about it.
Very quick.
Yeah,
very quick.
Because you would probably go to McDonald's let's say twice a day.
What?
Twice a day.
There's been times I go for the coffee in the morning, coffee and potato, the hash browns in the morning, and go for dinner at night. There's been times, yes.
At least twice a day.
And at that time, it was definitely happening. Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing, if you're doing like a job where you like got to get up early in the morning, and then you ain't really got nobody cooking that. Yeah. If you're by yourself,
hell yeah.
Let's do bagels and call it a day.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like you come from a different environment.
Yeah. That's fair.
So your mom is a little bit more in tune with money than most. Yeah. So Lee come from upper middle class.
I mean,
That's what
not really. But I mean, we
Because
tried.
wow.
we
weren't, like, low
we
middle
were
class.
stuck in middle class.
Jesus Christ.
Middle class.
The
She just
reaction
looked it
face.
up.
Oh,
Yeah,
could we
she just
could we
looked
get
it
a real life number? Like could we
If
get
you want.
I'm was
Yeah.
checking my bank account in
Mhm.
January. My spending was more than my income. Negative $265.44.
see what I mean?
Same with February. I did a little
You
bit
did a
better.
little bit better.
$66.15, but
And that tax money hit, you did a little bit better.
yes,
The tax money hit,
way better.
and then the next month.
Yeah,
I don't
April.
think that'll show
April
in
not
April.
gonna show up yet.
Yeah.
Until
But
the end.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
and it's a normal thing.
wow, and I just
It's
like
a normal thing, and that right there, that feature has always been there, and nobody ever thinks to use it because people are so stuck in their ways that they know they fucking up and they don't even care to fix it. Like, I know I'm fucking up, but it's like going like most people in the black community who are sick. They're terminally ill. They know they're terminally ill, but don't want to go to the doctor because the doctor is going to tell them
Something
the
bad.
truth.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want the truth. You just want to live your life.
Right.
And it's about getting that temporary satisfaction of the enjoyment of that moment.
Mm.
But we know that if we had to delay that gratification of that moment to get some kind of gratification in the long term, we don't see that, and we also don't know for sure that it's going to come to that.
Mm.
So we love to live in the quick gratification of the moment because things like spending money on things that we don't need, really frivolous things. Like I didn't need that milkshake that I got, but it was good as a mother. I didn't need it. I didn't need that milkshake. I did not need that milkshake. However, the money that I spent on that milkshake was a waste.
Mm.
I drank my calories, and I probably shouldn't have.
Right.
And it was about the gratification of that moment.
Mm.
And I know that.
it was there, so you wanted it. No,
I went in there for it. I didn't need to go
I
in
mean
there.
you seen mine.
Exactly. It's the trends, right? It's the trends. But the difference between me and the average person, I know that. I went in there I was like, I don't need this, but I want it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and got it.
Right.
So it's like an urge, like
Yeah, exactly. It was like I know the problem. I'm gonna handle the problem, just not right now. Like I know I need to eat a little healthier. We just ate pizza and wings.
We all do.
oh,
I need to eat. I know I need to eat healthier. I'm jiggling now.
Right.
So
and it's weird because that what we're talking about goes into almost everything in your life. If you want to lose weight, you know how to lose weight. You know what you need to eat, what you not need to eat.
right.
But yet, damn, McDonald's sound real good
I
right
don't
now.
feel
so-
like cooking right now, man. I ain't got the time to be standing in front of no stove, man. I got a kid, man. All these excuses, but it's just that instant gratification, boy, that we can't get away from.
Right.
Like if I come home and it's like 8 o'clock, like I got off work late for some reason, I ain't got no dinner in the house, so McDonald's like in walking distance of my apartment right now. Like, I'm gonna be real though. Like, considering that there's a McDonald's right there, I can still count on one hand how many times I've been in that McDonald's. 3 times was with her. I can still count on hand how many times I went to that McDonald's. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good. But I made it a point because, like, when I live with my mom, like this is a perfect example. I live with my mom and I didn't feel comfortable walking around her house. Like I didn't feel comfortable using her kitchen. I didn't feel comfortable even using the bathroom at most points. Like when she was home, I just stayed in the bedroom because I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to have that conversation. I didn't want to make things awkward. So I just stayed in the room. So with that being said, I never cooked. I always got fast food. So I spent a lot of money on fast food, and in the year of when did I move here? 2019. In the year 2018, I spent a lot of money on fast food because I didn't have the ability to cook. So when I moved in here, I was like, okay, instead of getting fast food, you get a burger for $5 that, you know, you can only eat once. But if I buy the hamburger, buy the buns, the cheese, and all this other stuff for $10, then I got burgers for the entire week. And it's just little things like that. Your little shifts in the mentality of how you spend money that, you know, creates money down the line. Yeah, it don't look like much, but if you do that with like every decision of your life, then it makes a big difference in the long run. Because I keep money a lot more often now than I used to when I lived at home with my mom. And that says a lot because I didn't pay no rent there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it made me wonder, like, if I didn't have to pay rent, how much money would I really have? But then that ain't an option, so I ain't even gonna go there. But I like, for the most part, like, I watch my mom struggle trying to make ends meet. There's like some random ass Sunday every month that she just sit in the kitchen table and she does like this for a whole 2 hours. And just like, and you know what that look, man. You got the checkbooks in front of you. You got all these bills sprawled out in front of you. You writing checks for this. You like got the calculator out. You doing all that. You doing all this hyperventilating and shit. Like, like I watched my mom do that from the time that my dad died all the way until I moved out of her house. That she was doing that like once a month, and I'm like. But you working all this overtime. You working 60 hours a week. She used to work at Amazon. You working 60 hours a week, making X amount of money, but you not fixing the problem. So it makes me wonder, like, when your boy P said, man, I'm out here chasing this money, I look at him like, bruh, fuck is wrong with you? You 28 years old. Why the fuck are you chasing money? You got a passion, and I mean, I ain't trying to talk bad about my man, but like, you know, he know the issues. Like, you know me, so you know for a fact, like, I'm not just talking just to be talking. And might I add that the stuff that come out of my mouth is not from me. I don't sit here like in the dark just writing like, that sound about right. Yeah, that sound good. Like, no, I'm listening to people. I'm reading books. Like, I got a whole business library in the living room. Like, I can get a business degree from the couch. Like, come on now. Like, I'm not just like basing everything that I'm saying off of theory. So, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that because I am talking too much. And I feel like I'm feeling myself. Somebody, Marcus, you.
I mean, now you good, man. You good. But dang, like once again, it's all in the mind. You have put in the time. You've done what you needed to get your shit together. Other people, you can't speak for other people. Other people, they might just not want it. They might not have the energy to do so.
Or
they
motivation.
might just, or motivation. Maybe they just they satisfied with being at that level.
They don't have anyone to push them.
Yeah, not even that. Like,
let me be that. I will push.
Say, I will push.
But you know, some people have
Don't
been
push down though.
We gonna make you
I'm gonna push
strong.
I'm gonna push up. We gonna be upper body strong. We gonna be bench pressing buildings when this is done. Let me push you. I promise you, we gonna make it to the promised land together. Because there's some things I need to learn myself.
Right.
And I'm looking for some folks that's gonna keep me accountable when I start messing up. So if I can push anybody in that right direction. I'm not having this conversation to rant about nothing. I'm hoping that this conversation opens some eyes.
Right.
Like, I'm hoping that somebody listen to this and be like, damn, I am tripping. Let me fix that. Damn, he said that about the $10. Let me look at my junk real quick and just, oh damn, like, and let me fix that. Yeah, like I'm looking to be the eye opener, the renegade. That's how I got the name, the renegade. It's the social anarchist. We are going against everything that they said that we are. They say, and society has said that just black people in general. And I don't want to make this a race thing because it's not a race thing. It's like Marcus said, it's an environment thing. I don't want to generalize it to one specific part of the population, because that's not what it is. But society has said that black folks are the consumers of society. So why are we feeding into that? We don't need to feed into it if they already gonna think that about us anyway.
Facts.
We just need to change the mentality.
This is true. But it's hard, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Need to force you to drink. The facts is right there.
I mean,
like, you can look at your bank account. The fact, you can see the facts. You can see your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you out here paying $400, $500 for a car payment, and you only make $15 an hour.
Right.
What are you doing?
You're fucking up.
You fucking up.
That's what you're doing.
Like, it was a blessing to me that car wreck happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the like most of the questions that I was getting when it happened, like, for those of you who don't know, I was in a car accident in December of 2017. Anyway, I was in a car accident in December 2017, and I hit a patch of black ice, spun out, car hit a guardrail, caught on fire somehow, car total loss. But the only question that I was getting, or the only statement that people were saying, wow, you just got that car, why you ain't upset? Bruh, when I tell you,
that made you upset.
When I tell you, no, it didn't make me upset, but it made me look a little suspect though, because the car caught on fire. But I was happy that I lost it. Like, I feel like the universe was telling me, like I feel like I put it out in the universe, because when I made a payment for $620, and I was like, yo, this car is $600 a month. I gotta pay for this bitch for 5 to 6 years. And it's $41,000 altogether that I'm paying. And at this time, it had already been like 4 months, and I had already made like 3 or 4 payments at the time. So I'm like, yo, I done paid $2,000 on this car already, and I got $41,000 left to pay this bitch. $41,000 left, and it's a Nissan. That was the worst part about it. It's a freaking Nissan, dog.
Which one did you have?
It was an Altima. I had a little bit of negative equity on it that bumped it up to, it was a fully loaded Nissan Altima. It brought it up to about 43 or 44,000.
You made a down payment on it?
Yeah, I made a down payment and a trade-in. But I was like, yo, like, I put out into the universe, I was like, bro, I don't want this. Like, this ain't my life. Like, I was like thinking about voluntary repossession. I was thinking like trying to ways to see if I could sell it. I'm like, yo, dude, I got it through Nissan finances. They in-house finance the junk, so it won't no selling it back to the bank. So yeah, it won't none of that. So I was like, yo, this ain't the move, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and get this junk repossessed. And I was on my way to work, and that happened, man. I got out the car, seen that bitch on fire. Like, I was like, yo, good looking out. Yo, so man, that was the best day of my life, dude. Like, that weight that lifted off my shoulders, man, because I was like, yo, that is the biggest expense that I think I'm ever going to intentionally make with no hope behind it. That's literally what it was. It was an intentional choice that I made for my own life that would have screwed the rest of my life up. I would have still had that car now, and not even halfway done paying on it, because that interest was going to eat my ass up.
Right.
You talk, it was 9% interest. 9%. Only 380 of the 600 that I was paying was actually going to the principal. The rest of it was going to the bank.
Die.
Tragic. And then, like, I'm talking to the people who, like, this one lady, man, she confused the hell out of me. Like, I'm talking, like, this lady worked at Walmart distribution with me. Like, you like 60-something. What you still doing here loading trailers? And she asked me, she was like, ain't you upset? You just got that car. I mean, full disconnect. I'm like, yo, like, I don't even want to be. I don't want to have a conversation with you because, like, you obviously don't have your shit together either. You've been working here for 30-some years. Your paycheck from back then to now is the same thing. Only thing you complaining about the people who come in the building who make the same amount of money as you. Yet you're sitting here. You are willingly sitting here in this building doing the same thing that they're doing. What makes you more valuable than the people who coming in the door?
Not much really.
People always have way too high of expectations or hold themselves to a higher level than they actually deserve.
Ooh.
In terms of getting paid.
But why? You're not valuable. Who I can't think of who said it, but they said that you are not paid when you're at a job. You're not paid for the value of your time. You're paid for the value of the work that you do. Yeah.
It's funny
Say that
because
again.
it's always the
Yeah.
laziest people that think that they deserve the most
I'm
money.
gonna say that again. At a job, you are not paid for the value of your time. You're paid for the value of the work that you do. And at our job, we don't mean shit.
Nah, let them tell it. Our pay is based off what other people around us get paid.
They're gonna tell you that they shut you up.
Nah.
But they're gonna pay you what they want to pay you because they're gonna pay you. Because if I own the company, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The employee budget is the biggest budget of every single company. That's where every company puts the most of their money. They put more money into their employees than they put into advertising. Think about it. You pay $1 million for advertising,
Right.
but you got 1 million associates making $15 an hour.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
That is a lot of money. And most companies are thinking about growing that number. So if we can figure out a way to cut down on the cost, and I'm in the office somewhere, I don't even touch the production floor. I don't need to worry about who getting cut in order to make that happen. This is our number here. We need to be down here. Now, for everybody who set up there and rearrange their lifestyle to fit the $17 hours, what you gonna do when they cut you?
Nothing. Cry.
Because you don't get no stimulus for that.
I mean, you could probably draw unemployment, maybe.
You probably.
Even then, it's only
but-
about 50% of what you make.
Yeah.
No, they give you 60.
I know.
Oh
from
yeah, okay.
66 is disability.
But it's funny because people from our job is filing for unemployment because they're not physically in the building working.
Can you do that?
I have no clue, but I
I
heard
don't
some
think you
people.
can. I don't think you can do
I guess
that.
in special cases
You're
because
still on payroll though.
epidemic, maybe. Because we did hear something on the news where they were like people that were getting fired because they can't, physically go to their job were
I mean,
filing
but
for.
they didn't get fired. They just choose not to come to work.
Oh well, that I don't know.
So, do y'all think that with extra money you can fix most problems? Like people in our situation, like if you gave them more money, do you think they'll be able to fix their problems?
No, they would just find something else to spend it on.
Yeah.
People here don't think about savings. They don't think about future.
Ooh.
They think about 5 minutes in and
But even saving, like most people will tell you like, yeah, I buy this stuff, but I save money. I'm saving. I'm working this overtime to save to get more money to save. But what are you saving up for?
Oh shit moment. And then when the oh shit moment, you back to square
And then you
one.
back at square one.
Because oh shit moments happen. They
Oh shit
happen.
moments happen, and guess what? The oh shit moment passes. Like, and no matter how much money I got saved up or how much money I don't have saved up, when the oh shit moment come, I got to figure the oh shit out.
Facts.
And the oh shit has passed, and now it was shit. It was some shit, but I'd have came through it. So what am I saving up for? That rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys, you in poverty. It's raining. It's raining every day.
Every day.
It's raining every day. You up there trying to make ends meet. You done came up. It's Friday. You done got paid. You already broke on Monday. You got a whole 12 days to work before you get paid. Like, you
God.
already done made it to a rainy moment. What are you saving up for?
Oh man.
And you working all this extra time.
But it's funny because people be like, "Oh, I'm saving up so I can go on this vacation,
Oh my,
or so I can go out, or like."
bro, we work in a warehouse. What we need a vacation for?
Hold on.
Cause it's so hard.
Hold on.
It worked out my back, and I'm so tired of that place. I need a vacation.
I'm not even tired of the people saying that they need a vacation, because at the end of the day, a lot of people need that to kind of get that R&R.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But it's the fact that they're thinking that putting in the minimal amount of work makes it so that they can have the right to have a vacation whenever they feel like it.
I got a question.
what's the question?
Why they work so hard to get a vacation for this certain amount of time, and then not work as hard as they're working now to get a job where the vacation is every day?
It's true.
Exactly. Oh man.
Got him started. It's like he had his little power up.
Woo! Man, oh man. Because you know, like I said on it, we talked about this already, Marcus. We talked about this already. Folks will go extra ham. I'm talking the full ham turkey and the collard greens to be running a full marathon at 7:02 to get into that building to clock in on time, but let you had to get out of bed early.
It's not on time.
Let you, but before,
I mean, they can use the grace period.
But
the
still.
grace period. People walking at 7:00. Because you clock in at 7:01, you still good. But you clock in at 7:05,
That's it.
that's
Yeah,
it. 7:05 and 45 seconds, you consider late because it rounds up. They don't even honor you the full minute because your time ain't important. You supposed to have been there 4 minutes ago. And when you look, you think about this. If you clock out early, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take a whole hour. What the UPT?
Yep.
They take a whole hour UPT. If it was only 10 minutes, you were able to clock out at 25 after the hour.
Right.
But if you clocked out at 5:20 instead of 5:25, you got to give them. You got to give them the whole 30, back.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get them the whole 30 back. So your time is not important to them, right? But let you had to wake up early on a day that you off to work on something that's going to benefit you and your future. Let you had to be at something. Somebody tapping the foot or something.
No.
Stop. Let you had to be at some kind of meeting or made some kind of phone call. Your boy. You know what I'm talking about.
Last week.
Your boy.
Had to take a phone call.
Let you had to make a phone call for something that's going to benefit your business, and you failed to execute what you needed to do.
You call him out.
It's all good. It's all good because he ain't my boy. So I mean,
I never met the boy.
so let you had to do that, but you can show up for the job. You can do the extra mile for the job. Yes, I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. You can do all that, but let you had to do it on your own terms. You don't show up.
Not happening.
You don't show up. You don't show up.
And
The reason go ahead.
it's ridiculous because they'll work that hard for somebody else to make somebody else
For some chump change, fam.
a lot more money than what they could do for themselves.
That's like getting an interview and not showing up for it.
That's
I
like
can see that.
that's like you getting an interview, right? And the dude said you gotta wear a blue tie to get the job.
He wear pink.
And you come in that junk with a yellow tie on, a bright yellow jank, and the guy says that reminds him of his ex-wife.
Damn.
And you couldn't, and look, somebody tried to sell you a blue tie on your way, and you was like, nah, I ain't got the money for it. Bro, what?
Dang.
That's crazy.
but people do that stuff, man. Like they go hard for the job because it's like, once again, it goes back to the delayed gratification. They don't want the delayed gratification because it's delayed. It's like, I can't see that. That ain't what's going on right now. I'm in my feelings about this at this moment, so I want this to make me feel better. Because from this piece on to this piece, I got to worry about this piece right here that's in the way. I can see this, I can't see that. So I'm going to worry about this one right here. It's the reason why people, they only look forward to 5:30 when they get off in the evening. They don't look forward to anything else because there's nothing going on.
Right.
They're only looking forward to 5:30 so they can look forward to coming back in at 7 o'clock.
You shaking the table, bro.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I say all that to say, like, more money won't help the problem. More money only makes more money problems. Money cannot fix money problems. Money cannot fix money problems. So you making more money isn't going to change the way that you see and spend money. It's not going to change the way that you invest in yourself. It's only going to change temporarily, only going to change what you spend your money on and how much money you spend on what you want.
Being patient when it comes to like investing or just like spending money in general. Like a lot of people would, just because they see that it says a sale, they'll go and just hop on it. Oh, I'm getting
Yeah, you don't even need the shit.
Right. And even in some cases, like, how
Coupon?
coupon is a little different because you can actually get a lot off. Like, I've seen
The store can owe you money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. But the amount of work that goes into it.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot easier now. I seen one lady, she had got like rolls of toilet paper, some groceries and some other stuff, and she only paid like a penny. I think it was like 80 cents. Or
Depends
like
on the
10 cents.
scale that you do it.
Yeah. But
It's crazy.
yeah, like, it's just people will put hard work into something that will not benefit themselves, and it's insane. It's almost sick.
Yeah.
And that's just a poor person's mentality. They're always about the now, the easy, the simple. When
Low hanging fruit.
ooh, yeah.
And they, even though they know that the fruit at the top of the tree is
It's more ripe,
is more ripe, it's sweeter, it's bigger. The fact that they got to climb the tree to get it, they don't want to make the climb because all the bumps and the bruises and everything is not worth it because they can get a instant gratification off of what's in front of them.
That reminds me of a picture I seen. Two pictures. A lady with a man with a shorter path to the house and the car and the money and stuff. And the other one was the man with longer path, had,
jagged edges,
cracks in the road, traps and stuff, but bigger and better.
whole mansion.
Ooh,
Bigger and better.
I like that though. I like that. I do. That's.
And
We need to find that one.
the
You-
real
It'll be easy.
Would you happen to know where to find that?
I'm pretty sure it's on one of our Facebook feeds.
I'll try to find it.
All right.
I'm sure I'll be able to find it.
All right. So, and we're gonna go into a few last things before we close this one out. But if I meet another couple, another married, in a relationship, in a entwined togetherness, a matrimony, or whatever the case is, that don't got their finances together, I'm throwing both of them in the trash can. Straight
Kobe.
trash. We can do that now, right, Kobe?
Ballin'.
Ballin'.
Oh,
We can do
too
that.
soon. Too soon.
R.I.P. to the GOAT. The Black Mamba. I'm throwing them in the trash, just like the Black Mamba. If I meet another couple who say that I don't trust my spouse with money enough to go half on a bank account, I am throwing them in the trash. Just straight up. Like, just straight, like, look, all right, so check this out. Y'all need to be married. Straight up.
Facts.
You don't need to be married. Straight up. Like, I don't understand the whole thought process. Because the whole, all right, so the whole purpose of getting married, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I speak very, very clearly and very solidly on this note because my lady is right here next to me. And I tell her all the time that we are in this together.
Right.
Every goal that I make is your goal. If you don't like the goal, I change up the goal. We come together. We compromise on it. But you're my partner, and that's how a man should treat his woman, and vice versa. But we shouldn't be working for something as tangible as money and not have a plan for it.
Right.
Like, I can't be on like one of the biggest reasons why relationships are not working because the man and the woman isn't on the same page about money. They in completely different books about money. Like, the amount of times I hear I hear about couples who have separate bank accounts. What you got separate bank accounts for if you living in the same house?
Right.
If we both living in the same book, why we on different pages?
All right.
What sense do it make to say that this is your partner for life and not be on the same page? We ain't even on the same team. How does that work? Like, you cannot do that. Like, if you are like, all right, I get that you want to have your own money. You want to have your own spending money to the side. But I cannot stand to hear a couple say, all right, this is my wife. We go half on the bills. She pay this, she pay that, she pay this, but I pay this over here. Bro, y'all married. What your money is her money, and vice versa. Like, if you want to have your own account, that's fine, but you should have your account, the joint account, and her account. There should be 3 separate cards at the same bank. Y'all money is here, because at every job, like, and check me if I'm wrong. Check me if I'm wrong. You can go into the payment boy and change up the direct deposit info for some of your check to go into another account, right?
Yeah.
So both of y'all, because both of y'all can have, your own separate account, but you can also have that one joint account because that's where the bill money comes from. That's where the saving is. So why are we talking about separate bank accounts? Why are people living with their spouses like their spouse is their roommate?
These are facts.
It's true.
No, I want somebody to answer the question. How what is that?
Those are the people with failed
That's-
marriages.
Yeah, because
That is a failure ready to happen.
divided house won't stand. If
Ooh, write that down. My dude, get the writing. Get the writing, my
Damn
dude.
lead pencil.
You done took my damn pencil, so I can't take notes.
sorry.
Divided house won't stand.
But see, some of the people today grew up in the divided house.
I understand that, but it didn't work for the people that they learned it from. So why repeat the same failed action?
It's many cases where it could be a environment thing, a mental thing, or just a lack of trust in your partner. It happens. It's sad.
I mean, why would you marry them if you have lack of trust?
Facts, bro. And I've been there. Like, I'm gonna speak from experience. Like, I've been there. I've literally been in that scenario, and that's
Right.
what made me really figure it out, because somebody was like, "Why? Why are you in that situation? You need to get out." Oh, well, I can talk to her about it. Well, try to talk to her about it. All right, you try to talk to her about it. What happened?
Ain't go to
It
it.
ain't go too well. You need to get out.
Right.
Duh.
I feel you. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds that easy on paper and saying it, but just some people just have a hard time with that. Like, they can't come to terms that they're in a fucked up situation and they just happy about being in that shit. And they won't do what it takes to get themselves out that shitty situation.
I make it easy.
So
I make it easy for you. And we'll end it on this note because we have gone way over our time. we did have a long
there.
start, so I don't really know how long this
It's probably
episode
shortly
really
after
is.
an hour.
Yeah, probably like an hour,
But
hour.
I'm gonna make it easy because that's a good point that you just brought up. But self-evaluation.
Mhm.
If you do it right, it's gonna hurt like hell. But at the end of it all, when it's all said and done, once you evaluate with who you are and what you are, like ET, I got all this from ET. And I learned it because at some point I started hearing things that made me realize what I was. I was a coward. I was fearful of everything. I feared even my own success. And there was a time where I learned some information that I got from an audiobook that I was listening to, where I had to like sit back on, like I had to pull over on the side of the road because it hit me so hard. So when it hits you, when you actually decide to take full accountability of what you are, who you really are, what you can do in your life, and what you are capable of, and what your situation is, it's going to hurt. But if you push through that pain and you work on, if you work on what needs to be worked on, if you actually listen to the people who are trying to help you, because most people actually have people trying to help them, but we don't want to accept the criticism because we don't want people around us that's going to help change us. We don't want the people around us that's going to push us forward. We want the people around us that's going to allow us to be full-fledged mediocre. We don't want people that's going to push us, mold us to add that pressure and make us that diamond. We want people around us that's going to be yes men, that's going to laugh at all of our jokes, that's going to tell us that we funny, that's going to call us beautiful, that's going to say, things like, you the shit, you this, you that, boost your head up, gas you up. You want people to walk around with gas cans on you, but you don't want people to walk around with a microscope around you. You want people to feel your ego, but you don't want anybody to actually change you because you don't want to change. And there's a lot of people out here that is in that boat. And I can agree with that because I was one of those people. I know what it looks like from the bottom and I'm not even going to sit here and say I'm at the top, but I'm learning. And I want people around me that's going to help push me forward, that's going to help me grow in a sense of, because I want it all. Like there's never been a sense of anything in my life that I looked at and I was like, yo, I don't want that because it's too big. There's never been a sense where I was like, yo, I don't want that because it don't seem achievable. Like there is not a point in my life that I can close my eyes and envision what I want in my life and say that that's just way too big for me. That can't be a goal because that don't even seem achievable. Even if I know in the back of my mind that right now the situation that I'm in, that I can't achieve what I want, the goals that I see, even though I know for a fact that it's not achievable at this moment, I know at some point with the development that I'm making and the people that I want to keep around me, the circle that I envision when I close my eyes, I know for a fact that those people are going to get me there. So self-evaluation, you had to know exactly where you are, who you are, and what you can do, and keep the people around you that's going to keep pushing you. And I don't know how we got here, but we was talking about money at first, and then I started talking about this whole thing right here. I don't even know how we got there, but you have to know exactly what you are, where you are, and fix that and work on the things that's going to be uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable, because that's the only way you're going to succeed. If you're not uncomfortable with your day-to-day life, if you can wake up and face your goals and you're comfortable, that means that you're not making it anywhere, because success, we all know success lies right outside the comfort zone. When the last time you got uncomfortable doing something that you weren't comfortable doing and then succeed at it?
It's true.
All right, guys, we're going to end it here today. Make sure you follow us on
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirty Trunk Podcast. All those links will be in the description. Be sure to leave us a review on Facebook, because we love making these episodes every single week, and we would love to know what you guys think. Also,
visit us on AscensionDynasty.com
and buy our merch at AscensionDynasty.com/shop. With that being said, Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Sayonara.
Take 5. We did it. Yeah.
Hey, get it. Oh God.
Oh man, that was amazing. That was amazing. I bet this phone stopped recording a long time ago. Oh shit, it's still going. Holy shit. 1 hour and 30 minutes.